Up at the top, I have pi over 2. On the left here, I have pi. At the bottom, I have 3 pi over 2. So sometimes it might be easier at times to think about this as 1.5 pi. So this is 0. This is 1 pi over 2. This is really 2 pi over 2. And this is really 3 pi over 2, right? So everyone is divided. When you find these radians, they're always going to be in fractions. What you want to do is you want to turn it into a mixed number. If you don't know what I mean by a mixed number, 4/3 pi is equal to 1 1/3 pi. How do I find it? 4 divided by 3 is 1. I subtract 1. This is a 1. So I have a remainder of 1, which means it's 1 1/3. That's what I mean by changing things to mixed numbers. I think that will make your life much easier if you change everything to mixed numbers, and I'll show you why. We found out that it's 1 1/3 pi more. I have my circle. I know this is 0. This is pi over 2. This is pi. This is 3 pi over 2. And I'm also going to say it's also the same as 1 1/2 pi, right? 3/2 is 1.5. Okay. So I want to know 4/3. 4/3 pi. I did my division and I decided it's 1 1/3 pi, right? Okay. So I know it's more than, and we can call this 1 pi. So I know it's more than 1 pi, right? 1 1/3 is more than 1. So I have to go past here. And 1/3 is less than 1/2.
Oh, okay. No, I get it. It's 1/3 pi for the reference angle because you're only 1/3. I got it.
Yes, exactly. Because here to here, if I know that this is 1 pi, I have to add another third to get to 4/3 pi, which is equal to 1 1/3 pi. We're going to do 11 pi over 4. What's the first thing you want to do when you look at 11 pi over 4?
Make it a mixed number.
Let's make it a mixed number. 11 divided by 4. Well, that gives me 2, subtract 8, 3, right? So it's 2 3/4. So I know now that 11 pi over 4 is equal to 2 3/4 pi, which is really the same as saying 2 pi plus 3/4 pi, right? It's the same. It doesn't matter how you look at it. I want to figure out what quadrant I'm in. Well, if I start here at 0 and I go all the way around the circle, I go to 2 pi, don't I?
So you're in quadrant 1.
Well, maybe. I know that I don't have to worry about this. Now I just want to know where 3/4 pi is, don't I? And so if it was in quadrant 1, it would have to be between, so 3/4, is it less than 1/2?
Yeah, no, it's in quadrant 2. So it's
Right, exactly. So 3/4 is more than 1/2 and less than 1. So that means it's got to be in quadrant 2. So this is 11 pi over 4, or we can say same as 3 pi over 4 because those are coterminal angles, right? And then my reference angle is going to be this part right here. And how do I find my reference angle now?
Well, pi minus 3/4 is 1/4.
Exactly. Perfect. So I'd start here and I go all the way around to pi. That's positive pi. But then to go into quadrant, I'm actually in quadrant 2. I'm backing up how much? I'm backing up pi over 4 because pi minus pi over 4 is 3 pi over 4, or you could say pi minus 3 pi over 4 is pi over 4. Okay, let's do the last one, just because they're important. I don't want to skip any. So this is 19/7. First thing I do is I turn it into a mixed number, right?
Mhm.
Which gives me, so 2, that's 14, and 5 pi over 7. I have to figure out what quadrant I'm in. So this is really the same again as 2 pi plus 5 pi over 7.
Mhm.
But I don't care about the 2 pi because it brings me right back to 0.
Mhm.
So I can kind of let that go. And I want to know where 5 pi over 7 is. First thing I think is it in the top part of the circle or the bottom part of the circle? Is it more than pi or less than pi?
Is top part and it's less than pi.
It's less than pi, so it's got to be in the top half of the circle. And then 5/7 is 5/7 more than 1/2 or less than 1/2?
It's more than 1/2.
It's more than 1/2, which means I've got to be in quadrant 2, right?
Mhm.
So here's my point. This is the same as 19 pi over 7, or I can just say it's 5 pi over 7. A lot easier to work with 5 pi over 7, to tell you the truth. And then I can say, okay, well, that means this is my reference angle. And I want to know what my reference angle is. So how would I find that? It's going to be pi minus 5 pi over 7, which is equal to 2 pi over 7. And that's my reference angle.